Hey everybody, Doug here from 2 Plus Stuff. Happy Thanksgiving to those of us in the US who are celebrating and are full with turkey. I'm here with my buddy Jack.
That's me.
It is in fact him. And so we're just going to do some hobby hang. I'm going to go down to the downward cam here. And Jack, while I'm getting my light set up and everything, why don't you tell us about your Thanksgiving, friend?
Well, Thanksgiving for me, I just kind of hung out with my mom, which is interesting because she's a Jehovah's Witness and she doesn't celebrate any of the holidays,
Okay.
which can be interesting. But she's not a very good Jehovah's Witness, so normally she celebrated everything. But now, because she's old and about to die, she's like trying to get like super religious again.
Got it.
We're all gonna die, so spoiler alert. But so she was getting better at like not doing the religious stuff. But so she was. I'm in the middle of moving. If you can see, well, there's still a lot of stuff in here, but I have to be out Saturday, and gonna get a bigger place. I wanted to find a place bigger so it's easier to record bat reps and store all my Warhammer stuff that I realize I have way too much of. When you're like kind of catalog it, and I was like, oh, I totally forgot I had 200 Blood Reavers, for instance,
Yep.
and things like that. And so, yeah, it was where I'm in the middle of moving. So that's how my Thanksgiving was. But I did, we went to a Mexican restaurant for just to grab some food. And, a lot of places are closed Thanksgiving. It's a national holiday. And so the only place we could find was a super authentic, like the signs are on Spanish and stuff, and like nothing's in English.
Yeah.
And so we pulled in there, and like I have a racially ambiguous look, so a lot of people sometimes, especially if I go into a Spanish speaking restaurant, they assume I speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And so the lady asked me if I speak Spanish. I say no. Apparently they didn't have anybody working there at the time who spoke English. and so the guy, he's trying his best. And so I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for him. It's Thanksgiving. And so I'm just pointing at the picture of what I want.
Right.
And just kind of communicating through that. My mom proceeds to do a super complicated Starbucks style order. Like, I want this, but none of this. And I'm like, Mom, he has no idea what you're talking about. And yeah, that was my Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, I dig it. We ended up having. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
No. It's just the Google Hangout thing. I thought it was my cord setup, but for some reason the Google Hangout just bumps my mic off every once in a while.
Okay. I was like, after my story, I was like, hey,
yeah.
Give it for a joke.
I'm so done with you that I just turned everything off. Shut it down.
I was at least hoping for a Doug, that's funny. You say that's funny even after unfunny things. I was like, I need to get one of those.
No, that's funny. It's my acknowledgement of humor when I don't find something actually funny. I'm just like, oh, that's yeah, that's funny.
Like, don't patronize me, dude.
It's funny how that happens.
Oh man, but that was it was my dinner. But today I've been moving a bunch, so that's what I've been doing.
Cool. That's how far away is your new place from your old place?
Oh, it is about 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. It's not that bad. It's actually really close to Shu and Greg from Cranky Old Gamer. It's really close to their place, and so that was also intentional. For next year, we got a lot of cool stuff planned for re-rolling ones, especially the beginning of the year, and so we're making efforts to like, hey, we still want to be friends playing Warhammer.
Right.
Also, we want to get on more of a schedule and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's really cool. Are you ready to talk about your plans, or is that hidden information?
What was that?
Are you going to talk about your plans, or is that hidden information?
We haven't said not to talk about it yet, but there are some really cool stuff in the future. And so, like I said before, the apartment was to have more room to shoot more stuff, but like I ended up moving in with my brother Josh. People might know him from Rerolling Ones, and like I don't plan ahead, and so all of a sudden we had to be out of the. He moved in with me without a month left on my lease because we were going to get a place together, and so with a month to go, and we found a place that was really cool. And then he said it wouldn't work for him. And then like I have 2 weeks, and I had to scramble. And I found a place that was okay, but it's not as big as I wanted to get. And so it will still be like there's more room than I have now, but it's not as much room. I wanted a complete Warhammer room.
Yeah.
But now I just have like a Warhammer area.
A nook.
Yeah, Warhammer nook.
There you go. That's what we should do. Yeah, we're here at the War Nook for this episode.
So, how was your dinner?
It was good. My very lovely wife volunteers with kids, like high schoolers, and so one of the parents of them, knowing that we don't have any family of the area, invited us to their home, and it's just a lovely place. It's a kind of out middle of nowhere, but very, very nice. I had a great time. So, yeah,
That's cool.
it was, we don't really know anybody because most of the other guests were like, family friends of theirs or like family and that kind of stuff. So, but everyone was incredibly kind, and I was in charge of green bean casserole, and I nailed it.
Oh, cool. You a pretty good cook?
I can be. My thing is, I never want to try different recipes. I always I don't know. I get really intimidated, but every time I try it, like I force myself to try, people say that it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's
I'm definitely kind of in that. I can cook, but I'm also very lazy, and those things don't go together very well. Like if I try, I can make some good food, but I'd rather pop something in the microwave or order out or something like that.
yeah.
I used to be engaged to a chef, and that she like ruined going out to eat for me.
Oh yeah.
She was like she could make better stuff at home, and you realize like, oh, maybe Applebee's isn't the best like 5-star chef stuff that I thought it was. We got a couple things in the chat.
Yeah,
what's up, dude? Big fan. He's talking about that best thing about his new place is his game room is bigger than the local GW. That is impressive. That's down there. He's in Australia, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's Australian dude. He does the something you can't be a part of until you have kids, but it's like the Dan Hammer Facebook group. So big fan of his.
I mean, I could just take a picture of me with a random child and be like, oh yeah.
Yeah. He shout out to Cranky Old Gamer in the chat. For some reason, he can't be on the stream with us, but he can be in the chat. What's up with that, Greg?
Yeah, seriously, bro.
Yeah.
Go back to your turkey that you brag about and then never let us have. He's Cranky Old Gamer is a smoker of meats and all things delicious looking, and then me. Somehow it's just always weirdly in the schedule. Me and Jack never get to partake.
Dude, for real, he's part of the two. I say the people under the 2+ Tough umbrella. It's Doug, of course. He's our patriarch, and all the Rerolling One guys. And then Cranky Old Gamer was a friend of Shoes, and he's a perfect fit. And so he's in the chat with us, and he'll just post these pictures of like this prime rib falling off the bone, and like, oh, I cooked this last night, guys. And we're just like, what was our invite?
Seriously,
I'm like, kick him out the group.
Everyone needs to contribute something.
Got a question from Hector Hernandez. Hey, so how do you guys feel about an Astartes channel getting deleted? What is an Astartes channel?
I think so. Hector, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that was one where his account got hacked, and then I'm not sure what happened, but YouTube deleted it rather than giving him control again. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Okay, I don't know. He's a 40K YouTuber, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I don't know anything about that situation. I mean, I don't have any feelings about it.
If you're in just like someone's account got deleted, if they're doing stuff to get deleted, it sucks because it is a free platform.
Yep.
You do have to follow people's rules, and if it's one of those things like it's not something you're entitled to. It's not a right in the Constitution, or it's not a God-given right. It's something that needs to make money.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Like, if you're making waves, it's not. Life ain't fair. For some reason, people think life's fair. Life is not fair at all. And it's just like I chalk up a lot of stuff up to life's not fair, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of content he made, or I mean, I just never watched any of his stuff, so I have no idea what. Like, I know it sucks to get your account hacked. Like, that's just a straight up, but I'm not sure. I don't have a feeling about it. I'm sorry. I don't know enough. Let's see here. Happy Thanksgiving from Philadelphia. What's up?
Oh, what's up? Just see. Doug is painting Necromunda Thug.
That's me.
Checking out the chat. Now, I know more about 40K than I do Necromunda.
Yeah.
And that still, I don't know a lot about 40K.
Yeah.
So how many gangs are there?
Let's see. I'm trying to list them up here. So you have Escher, Kador. I think there's 6 gangs, and then they've introduced a few kind of outside factions. So like Enforcers are like the cops. Gene Stealer Cult is an army in 40K, but they can function in there as well. You know, when Necromunda was around before, they actually created a bunch of very, very tiny small gangs. These are all the big ones they have models for.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Actor says 12 with a question mark. So, yeah, there's quite a few. Which
Can
I knew
you
that.
play Necromunda stuff in 40K?
Not unless you're one of the factions that crosses over, like Gene Stealer Cults can.
Okay, so you can't have these female. They can't be in Sisters of Battle or something.
No.
Oh.
No, it's a very specific game, I should say. It's probably the best way to say it.
I like stuff that crosses over.
Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense. So yeah. What crosses over? Gene Stealer Cults, Chaos Cultists, because they can be a part of Chaos Space Marines.
We got Steve Keen. We've been streaming about 10 minutes, I guess.
Yep.
We're just talking about Thanksgiving Day.
Yep. Haven't missed much.
My mom's helping me move today, right? And my mom is a hoarder, right? She's not like storing diapers in the back room hoarder. She just has like she still has the Warhammer stuff we bought as a kid in the closet in like the garage because we might need it someday type hoarder. Where it's tough for her to get rid of stuff.
Right.
And I chose to be the opposite in my life because it's like growing up we had like a junky house and it was you feel embarrassed if you invite your friends over and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will throw away stuff like it's nothing. And so I had the sheets I had when I moved in here about 2 years ago. They were in one of my drawers, and so I was cleaning stuff up. I grabbed them and I threw them in the trash bag.
Oh, wrong move.
And you would have thought I was throwing away diamonds. The face she gave me. Oh my gosh. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's garbage." Like, you give it to me. I'm like, "I'm not giving it to you, Mom. I'm not. I'm throwing this away." She's about to cry.
Oh. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know.
Everybody?
We were never hoarders in my family. We always, I don't know, very transient, packed light, carried very few things. It's interesting. Let's see. Cinderfall Gaming says, all right, for an Aussie, what actually is Thanksgiving? I have zero idea. Jack, your turn. What's Thanksgiving, bro?
It's just like if you just break it down to without all the, the myths and stuff that surround it. It's just a day you give thanks for, your family, stuff you're thankful for in life. Like I'm thankful for, like the 2+ Tough crew. Thankful for my kids, and you just kind of and you get the day off, which is cool. But there's a whole like the myths of like the Native Americans and the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims were having trouble finding food, and the Native Americans helped them out, how to live off the land, and gave them corn and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it's one of those things like, is this true or is this like?
It's all fake. It's all a lie. No, it's basically just a holiday to get together. Yeah, exactly what Jack said. Just get together, celebrate your family and the people you love in your life.
You cook food, you eat a lot of food.
Yep.
When I was young, we'd watch Survivor Series, the WWF, but now because it used to be on Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it used to be on Thanksgiving when I was a kid, and now it's just on the weekend, I guess. Before, but like I'm acting like I don't know. It's one of the nice things about having kids. I use them as an excuse to like keep up with wrestling. I was like, oh, this is for my son. He likes wrestling, not me.
Oh, you can like wrestling. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, wrestling was like they're getting out of it a little bit because their favorite was John Cena. He kind of like retired, so it's like, oh, okay, move on to something else. But then
Yeah.
I know what they're not into: Age of Sigmar. They could care less.
Yeah. Neither of them are.
They like that I have a YouTube. I'm part of a YouTube channel. They like that, and they have like I got armies for them, and they like their armies in theory, but trying to get them to play, there's no. And I'm not going to force it, but they're just not
No.
interested in playing. But they like that. They come up with sketch ideas, and they're like, "Oh, you should do this."
Aw.
And, and I'm the dad who's not going to be. I'm not a mean dad where I'm like, "That's dumb, son." But in my head, I'm like, "Oh, that's an awful. That's not funny at all." I patronize them a little bit, like, "Oh, okay, maybe, yeah, we could do that." But now with this whole copper stuff, I can't. I ain't gonna be having them on the channel because I ain't trying to get sued, son.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh man, you got a new. I missed the big white goo 2+ tough thing you had. You got to put that on here at least.
Oh my gosh, no. I hate that thing so much. It's always in my way.
At least paint 2+ tough like in the corner there.
I'll do it when I have the full screen because I'm splitting the screen in half right now.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
If anybody has any lore questions for Doug, perfectly about the old world, just put them in the chat.
Oh yes, thank you for that. Very helpful.
Oh, someone did reply. Chaos cultists, Gene Stealer cults, Palatine enforcers, subjugators. Ooh, that sounds good. Subjugators. Escher, Goliath, Vansar. Ooh, I think Vansar those are like the rich people, right?
Yeah, high tech ones.
Okay, there's Candor, Warlock, Delacroix. Is that French?
Delac.
I hate reading out loud.
No, you're fine. No, there's a lot of those things where it's just like this is a made up thing. You're good.
Okay,
You're
so
good.
10
Don't
gangs plus ambots and mercenaries. We got an overall question, Doug. Where is Lustria?
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's somewhere. It's down by the rains down in Africa after they've been blessed.
I appreciate that, Atomic Topher. Oh my gosh.
South America.
Okay.
It's South America, right?
I prefer Boner Boys over. Okay, got it. Daniel Engel. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. So, Jack, what do you think of Boner Boys instead of the two words I'm not going to say together? I'll take Boner Boys over the name that shan't be said. But the thing is, like with a nickname is supposed to shorten the name,
Right.
which I think, like RCR Bone Reapers, that's a lot of words. But Bone Reapers, that's 3 syllables.
I always
You know
say
what
Bone
I-
Reapers. Yeah.
Bone blank blank. It's the same thing. It's still 3 syllables. Bone Reapers work. Not everything needs a goofy nickname. There's too many goofy nicknames in Age of Sigmar. Make stuff cute. Does it have to be the Bringy Dingy? Can't you just call it? Everything doesn't need a cute nickname.
Back in my day, we call armies by their names: dwarves, empire.
Like I would be a hypocrite. Everybody's a hypocrite. Like you can't. It's hard not to be a hypocrite with stuff, but that one just doesn't work for me. I almost said it. Like you know what? I prefer Bony Boys. Yeah, Bony Boys, like Beastie Boys. That is good. I like that, Atomic Tover. Like it's a nickname should shorten it. You don't have to shorten it and make it goofy. Bone Reapers.
Yep.
Boom. That shortens it from RC Bone Reapers to just Bone Reapers or Bony
just
Boy.
yeah, just OBR. Some people call it. That's fine.
Yeah. As long as you don't like for Great Unclean One, Guo, just don't pronounce the acronym. But like then I'm like, or you can and screw what I say. That's also an option. I'm not like the emperor of what stuff is supposed to be called. This is just my opinion. But yeah, see, okay. blank daddies. It's just ugh. See, you don't call Daughters of Cain blood mommies. Where was that name? Then you
Yeah.
call everything something daddies, like Storm Daddies for Stormcast.
I just
I seriously, so Vince put it on the map. Vince was trying to get leather daddies to be a thing.
yep.
He was wrong. That prediction, along with many of their predictions, was wrong, but nobody points that out. Slanesh wasn't leather daddies at all, but nobody brings it up. Why not?
You're gonna get me in trouble. I already got people talking about me fighting Rob in the chat.
They're my Age of Sigmar Sherpa. When I was trying to get in the game again, Warhammer Weekly, that totally, and 2+ Tough helped me get back into the game when I was like, after my 15-year gap of not playing Warhammer. But I can still do playful jabs at them.
Oh, I'm just joking, dude. Yeah, say whatever you want.
Nobody points out when they're wrong about predictions. That's why I don't make predictions. I don't want to be accountable.
Same.
Yeah. Speaking of prediction, what happened to Katetsu? I like Katetsu.
Yeah, me too. I don't know.
He was going strong for a while.
He got a new job. I knew that because he graduated school. And we messaged a little bit once or twice. When oh my gosh, what was it? I think it was actually it was when Slanesh dropped, because me and him were chatting about the Beasts of Chaos battalion in that faction, and then he kind of just I know he's doing a little bit of 40K in his personal hobby time. He likes
that's cool.
Knights or something. So
I liked his voice. He had a really smooth mic too. Centerfall Gaming is saying it's an Aussie thing, and they use slang for everything. Only Aussie thing I know is Bogan. That's like an Aussie redneck.
Fair dinkum.
Yeah. Let's see. Australia. I like Australia. Somebody played me this old clip they had for it was super racist, and it was for Brillo pads kind of thing. Like this is from like the 40s and 50s, so it's like the racist is just thick, and it was a jingle, but it was like still wool.
Okay.
And it was like Inward Boy is the name of the product.
No.
And they're singing like this jingle. And I'm like, oh man, Australia's racist. Oh man, that is top 10 racism there. I'm like, I still want to go to what's the biggest Age of Sigmar tournament in the world?
CanCon?
Yeah, I want to go to that one day.
Yeah, me too. Maybe 2021. I'd like to do that.
I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying Australians are racist. I'm just saying that commercial was. Australians are fun. From what I have a small sample size. I got to hang out with Dan from Honest Wargamer like multiple times because he lives about 150 miles north of us in Vancouver, and so I've been to multiple tournaments up there. He's a really great guy.
I wish. Oh man, I do wish I had gone with you to that one because I would like to meet him. He's a cool. Yeah, he does seem a cool guy.
Dan can drink, man. He can drink. Yeah, very impressive. That's one of the best things about going to, like, meeting people, not drinking, but hanging out with people and like, hey, like putting faces to online names and just like 95% of the interactions are cool.
Yep, 100%.
And I know like this 2019 was my tournament year. Like I really went hard on the competitive style, and then I had a lot of fun. But it's like I don't know if I have that in me again.
Oh yeah.
Like where you chasing the meta, find out what works, and switching stuff up. And like, you know what? I couldn't do that. Like make that my hobby. I love just like garage hammer, hanging out with friends. That's why I have a Slanesh army. I took it to a tournament, and I've played maybe 5 games, 6 games total with it.
Yeah.
It's just not the experience I want.
Yep.
Where I want my opponent to have fun as well. Even though like I play Shootcast, which is in the same vein. Also, like, you know, it's just I'm ready to.
You lose with that, and that's a big thing where someone feels like they can make progress.
Yeah, I love it. Whereas you can lose with Slaanesh too, but it's like it's a lot of you don't need a lot of skill. I think uh, it's easy to win and you not like be as good at the game with Slaanesh.
Mm-hmm.
Or have how people say it's easy to pilot. All right, let's see. Cinderfall Gaming called me a flaming mongrel. What else? No, he just said it in the chat. Call the Glory, aka CanCon. Thank you. And see. Anyway, this is from Cold Shoulder. How is Necromunda? I've been wanting to play it since the old edition, but lived in the middle of nowhere. My roommate still has all the old rules, and I'm tempted to get into it. Trench Coat Boys. I've never seen anybody play Necromunda, but it looks cool.
If you come to Uncle's Games in Redmond on Monday, you will.
In Redmond?
Yeah.
There's so many shops I need to go to that I just don't. I just go to Mox, which is the big store in our area. That's not a GW because they sell everything 20% off, which is like, man, I know you got to support everywhere, but man, I can't. I'm ruined. I can't go spend full price. And they're so. It's not like they're jerks and they're like Globo Gym and like they're also
Globo. Yeah, they are also local. Yeah.
Still, it's their big great. It's like what you would wish for if you had a store. Like it's great. But I've talked to other like store owners who are upset at them, like, oh, they're not supposed to be selling stuff like that. And I'm like, is that why you're selling at full price because they're not supposed to?
Yeah.
So let's see. Culture is Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Nowhere near us. Okay. Ottawa, is that by Toronto? Which one? Where do they speak French? Is that Ottawa?
That's Quebec, I believe.
Oh yeah, you're right. I see.
So to answer your question, Necromunda is a ton of fun. It is very rules intensive to learn. From my experience, like this last week, I've just been ingesting the rule book. But the reason for that is because there's rules for everything. Like all the fun stuff, like someone being set on fire and they run around and stop, drop, and roll. And I don't know. It's a good time. Definitely, I would say it's like Warcry where it's about campaigns and narratives and beer and pretzels and laughing and not so much competitive. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a great time. Like, it's, I got curb stomped when I was playing it, and I was just laughing the whole time. The guy giving me the demo was super. I could tell visibly that he was nervous. He was like, "Oh man, I don't want to ruin this guy's experience," and I'm just laughing out loud. I just thought, great. So, yeah. Let's see.
I think I'll play if I do play, which I might. I enjoy playing games with you, Doug. I don't think we do it enough. I want the Van Star. What's that called? The
high tech guys with all the nice toys.
Yeah, I'll paint them like my Stormcast.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very boring city. Okay. Though our wargaming scene is hyper competitive. Interesting. What do you play, Cold Shoulder? Just AOS, or you do 40K as well? And we got Atomic Topher. I've already invested in Kill Team in so many skirmish games, solo times, and money. I agree, and that is one of the reasons I don't play 40K, because it's like you only have so much time, you only have so much money, unless you don't. And it's like I'd rather try to be really good at one, and then kind of split that, and maybe be not as good in both. And I've always preferred fantasy over sci-fi. So those are two reasons. All right, and Cold Shoulder plays AOS and 40K, but I dabble in everything. Excellent. What are you playing AOS? That's the Cold Shoulder, and we got one from Cinderfall Gaming. So either of you guys looking forward to AOS RPG? Can't wait. That's your sort of game? Very much so. I'm very much so. I haven't really played D&D before. And I've played a couple times with my cousins who they actually helped me get into like the fantasy stuff. They're because it's interesting. I grew up in a very split like cultures, I guess. So like if you see my older brother Josh Drotoga, he is very like I'm the. I had this joke when I did stand up. I'm like the black sheep of my family, or white sheep, if you will. So we grew up in not the greatest neighborhood. You know, a lot of gangs, a lot of drugs, all that stuff. You seen Boys in the Hood. And then, like, our house got shot up in a drive-by. And then I moved in with my cousins who were like white and Christian and upper middle class, and they were cool, but they were really into like Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, or as my brother liked to call it, that gay stuff.
Oh my
But
gosh.
it's like so I was able to live in two different worlds, and that's kind of how I got into like the playing Warhammer and stuff. And like me and my brother would hide it. We definitely wouldn't tell people where we grew up that we played Warhammer.
Oh yeah.
Like I still kind of hide it to this day. But and so I'm really interested in playing this RPG because I remember playing Dungeons and Dragons a couple times, and just always feeling like I didn't get as into it as I was supposed to because I'd always crack jokes, and I was more worried about fighting than like becoming this character. And so I'd like to try it again now, where I'm like more used to like, oh, okay, I'm gonna play this role and actually be this character rather than just like, all right, when can we fight goblins? I want to go up a level. That was a long-winded answer.
No. It's a good one.
Did Doug mute his mic again?
What? No, I'm here. Oh. Sorry.
Doug, is your mic?
Yeah, I got it.
I was waiting for you to cut in.
No, I was just listening. I didn't. There was no point where I was trying to talk and it didn't work. Okay. Let's see. Well, I might have a stream and have you on as a guest sometime. Is that directed at one of us? Oh, Jack. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm interested in the RPG. Like I've never played any role-playing games, which tends to confuse people. Most folks just assume that because I like stories and that kind of thing that, oh yeah, naturally he would do those. Like, nope. So I'm excited to get it and crack into it for like content material, but not so much for like the actual game itself.
Yeah, I'm really interested how, because it's a different company making it, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of interesting because it's like, do they have to get, because this is going to be canon, right? And so do they have to like kind of talk with the GW, like, oh, no, you can't do that. You can't do this. This is where we're going. So like you said, I'm interested where it takes the game. Like I remember seeing there's like Warhammer fantasy battles, like role-playing stuff for that world. So the old world, you can role-play into it. But I don't know how old those books are.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard people like rave about the fantasy ones, but I'm not sure. What are your thoughts on the Slaves to Darkness models? Asks Ben.
Oh, I think they're beautiful. Like they made me get rid of the ones that I had. Because I went and got a bunch of the older ones, which are fine. And people are like, oh, they fit right in. But I'm like, I still want only the new stuff. Like, I'm only a few models. Will I look for the older sculpts? Like I prefer Juan Diaz Demonettes. But I'm usually like, oh, this is old, and I'm very like, if it's old, I'm like, I don't want this. You can get this away from me.
Okay. For me, I'm excited. I'm more curious about the leader riding on the weird cat thing.
The lizard thing?
Yeah. Oh, is it a lizard? Yeah, I didn't really see his face. But
I'm interested if it's going to be because it's kind of a dual kit with the heads at least. I'm interested if one is a special character and one's not.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Cranky Old Gamer is still in the chat, but he painted up my Archeon, which is a fantastic model, and I have a Varangard box, and I gave one to Shu and one to Brent in hopes that, and they agreed to it, that they'll paint them up, and so you'll have one of each Varangard painted by one of each of the Rerolling Ones guys. And so I already painted mine up, and so I'm hopefully she will get it back to me, and Brent at some point in the future will get it back to me because I'm excited to just see what they do,
Yeah.
what the rules are and stuff. Because for $100 kits, they don't give you $100 worth of results on the table.
What?
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what everything does and just how it works and with the other things. And I'm not here to make predictions. I just can't wait to see what it is. And like, it's been 12 books this year, I think, including.
That's what Vincent Tom said. I was just listening to them today. Yeah.
And so I'm just excited for the future. Excited for Craig O Gamer's still here. He said he'd paint up if I get him the box, he'll paint up mine because I want him to match Archeon kind of. And so
cool.
He can't do that because he's like he's the best painter out of our group. Craig O Gamer is.
What?
Oh, you think Mark's better than him?
No, I think I'm better. I'm just kidding. No, it was 100% started as a joke.
Yeah, Craig O Gamer, he can paint.
Yeah.
If you go check him out on Instagram, he's working on his Zinch right now, and he is just an artist with an airbrush. And if you see my Keepers of Secrets, he painted those up, and he's painting up, I believe, Contorted Epitome and a few other models for me. And yeah, it's just, I can't wait for the new rules to come out, and then you'll definitely see Slaanesh on the channel more. It's just they aren't fun to watch, in my opinion.
And they're suffocatingly good.
I think like it would have to have a lot of banter to make one of those games fun to watch.
Yeah.
Even like I know Mini Wargaming has been getting a lot of heat lately, but they've said some stuff that I totally agree with. Like, again, in my opinion, competitive games are like they can be unfun to watch. As far as like, it's just like not that.
Mm-hmm.
It like because I played some competitive games. Like I was on a stream with Dimensional Cascade, and I was playing my shoot cast against this guy's Slaanesh, and the game was like during my turn one, the game was over, and like he wasn't having fun, and like I'm sure if somebody watching it was like, oh, that would kind of be. You find all this stuff like. Oh, is that what competitive Warhammer is? You just find something that's kind of BS and just rinse and repeat that?
Yep. Yeah, nailed it.
Whereas I'd rather have like I love Path to Glory because the randomness. Like if you roll for Path to Glory, like, oh man, how did I get 3 Blood Reaver units? And these things aren't very good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you got, man.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Let's see what we got. Ben Johnson's building a lot of Vanguard at the moment. That's how, take that how you will. Ben Johnson making a lot of Vanguard just shows you how amazing they're going to be.
Exactly.
If you look at all the armies he's done, he's not playing. Some of the lower tier stuff.
No. He's
Thoughts
playing
on Flesh
40 chess. What?
What are your thoughts on Flesh Eater Courts, Doug? I know your thoughts on Flesh Eater Courts. But we have Daniel Engel in chat wants to know thoughts on Flesh Eater Courts.
Wait, I'm more interested in what you think my thoughts are on Flesh Eater Courts.
Oh, you have a T-shirt. That's the best army in the game.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. No, I think they're awesome. I think their lore is absolutely phenomenal. I really enjoy that. As far as like... and they're also the easiest army to get into because their start collecting box becomes just about everything.
Yes. It's a very it's just buy multiple start collecting boxes and you'll have a competitive army.
Yep.
Which is really cool. Where you can do that with the Beastclaw Raiders. You just buy multiple start collecting boxes. But if you're in for competitive stuff, I think if you have 4 start collecting boxes of Flesh Eater Courts, you'll beat 4 start collecting boxes of Beastclaw Raiders.
Every day.
They're just they're really good. They're still a very solid army.
Yep. I can't tell you much about gameplay because I've never played against them. I don't know.
Yeah, they helped them out because they changed one of their magic items to it was one of those always strikes first magic items, but they changed it to always strikes first on a charge, which helps out tremendously. But the thing about Gristlegore is when you kill them, they can still pile in and attack, and when they attack, they hurt. So, okay. Cranky Old Gamer, those keepers were fun to paint. They are amazing looking, but I haven't told you this yet, Greg. You forgot to paint their earrings.
Boom.
Oh.
Tell me again how Greg's the greatest painter in our group.
Yeah, Greg, why are you feeling? Some BS, man. I'm gonna take pictures and put it on the internet. All right, let's see. Cold Shoulder. I'm a casual gamer. I refuse to play anything too broken. I respect their respect.
Yep, me too.
I am just unlocked in the most of my armies are pretty strong. Slanesh, Fire Slayers, Bone Reapers. Appreciate you calling them Bone Reapers. And Seraphon Skink Spam. Yeah, those are all very good armies. Every single one of them. And if you don't want to play anything broken, yeah, avoiding the broken stuff in those armies is. What are the Hearthguard Berserkers? The guys with the pole arms?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're running 60 of those.
That's what everybody's complaining about right now.
Like Seraphon Skink Spam is a really, really, really good list. Like that's the book that I want to come out the most now.
Yep.
Because I believe their rules need to be brought in alignment with everybody else's.
I'd agree with that.
For the guy who Derek, the guy who beat you at the last tournament, the rule that he beat you with are super hard to prepare for because those are like 2016, 2015 rules where you're like doing stuff that you're not supposed to do anymore.
Yeah.
Like
where everybody else has to drop outside 9, he can drop within or outside 3.
Yeah, he's dropping outside of 3 and then can move. And when he moves over your guys, he's doing mortal wounds. And it's like what was I supposed to do? Because told me how far he can move. And it's not like you can put guys in the way to okay, I'm going to chaff up this so you can't get my good stuff. No, he can still get it.
Yep.
How far he can move, he can still go get whatever. And it's like, man, that's not fun, but that is competitive. Because it's like, oh, you're doing stuff that it's kind of, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like once he explained it to me and started moving models, I was like, okay, we're here for different reasons. You want to come in first, and I just.
That's what happens when you win that first game. you got to play the competitive people. Because I was at that tournament, and I would say when I got there was 3 people. Not saying other people, actually 4 people who are like, oh, these are the guys who are in the running to win it. Luckily I'm one of those guys, but it's like we have some good players in the Northwest, but we also have a very interesting meta. We have like 1 Slanesh player, or actually 2 now. We have 2 Slanesh players, and that's not the case around the world. There's a lot more. And I have a lot of respect for that Hollow Heart list. That's the list I lost to. Like that was good. Mm-hmm. It's like you have like a 95% spell cast percentage. You're getting all your spells off. Morning, Gabe. We'll see. What's up, Doug? How are you doing right now? And happy Thanksgiving. That's from Hugh Gedney.
Hey, Hugh. I'm doing good. Just painting along. Just finishing up some Escher gang.
Oh, cranky old gamer. Okay, now I'm ordering Vanguard. Oh my god, you power gamer, you.
I know, right? That guy, jeez.
Oh my god. He has a beautiful Zine Charmer that is crazy. Actually, I bought or traded for Doug's Bone Reapers. So I have a bunch of Bone Reapers who I then just traded to Cranky Old Gamer. So we get me a model that. Have you ever seen a model like I'll never own that, but it looks cool, and now I'm gonna own Star Drake. I've always been like, oh, those are cool, but that was a time where I was like, it was hard for me to spend over $100 for one single model.
It's hard.
It's still hard for me to do. It's like, just for one thing.
Yep. No,
But I like how Star Drake works in Cities of Sigmar.
Yeah. That's the thing, and I know that you were really smitten by that book, so.
Okay, we got a question from Gabe Huddlestone. It's like a Flintstone name for like somebody's last name's Huddle. Gabe Huddlestone. How come you've never taken Slanesh competitively? I did once. I remember you loved them. I did. I lived before the book came out. What happened, dude? What happened is I took him to a tournament. I won it. I won the tournament, and I just didn't like. I played a couple practice games with my friends, and they're not what I wanted. I wanted a good experience for both players, and I felt like it was giving a bad play experience to my friend, which is for a game with your friends. I was just that's something we were looking for. We're just having fun.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, sorry. Yes, okay, this guy's dead, and I get to bring the thing you like really worked hard to kill. I bring it back, and I bring another one back, and so now I have 4 keepers. And it's just like, oh man, that's not what I was working for. I felt it was too powerful, but they're great. And like I said earlier, I don't think they make for good bat reps. Because unless you have a similar army where it's like another really, really, really good army, and most of our armies are like have fun armies on rerolling ones. So,
well, it's tough because like it's hard to balance that out because you could say, oh yeah, don't bring a Slanesh on a battle report unless there's a good counter for it or someone's ready for it. But then you did that and you deleted him turn 1 because it's so pass fail on if you can handle that it's like it will be no fun either way. It doesn't matter if they win. It just isn't set up to be a lot of fun. So I don't know.
Yeah, man. There's some people that I really want to play Vince because he was talking trash about a shoot cast. He was like, I was like, oh, I would love to play Slanesh. I've yet to lose.
I will put you in the dirt, young man.
I know that, like, for instance, just by like Tom, I know he's a better player than me. I still want to play him because it's like, oh, I've played like really top level players. Like we have a guy who's on Team America. God, why am I blanking on his name? Jeremy V. He's on Team America for 2020, and he's a Portland guy. And I met him in the finals of a GT, and he stopped me. He's won 4 or 5 GTs this year with different armies. He's a very, very good player. And it's like when you see that level, and I can easily say, oh, I'm not there. Like you guys, like you have to try and practice and put in the reps. It doesn't happen by accident to be that good.
For sure.
And that's not in me. I know what level I'm at, and I'm comfortable at level. Just like similar to my painting, I'm a decent painter. I'm not putting in the hours and the technique and the practice to get better at painting because I'm happy with the level I'm at.
Yeah, dude, you don't even know it, but you are getting better. Your city's army is incredible looking.
I guess because I only show you the good ones. There are a couple ones that look like they're missing the corporal chromosomes with their eyes. I think the pictures of those. But
it doesn't matter. The fact that you can achieve the good ones is good.
Well, I listened to. Well, I guess I did try to get better with that. Like Vince, he has a video on doing eyes, and then I asked him in one of his hobby hangout things about doing eyes better. And he was like, yeah, you first put purple on, and then put not white, but like an off-white. And then you don't want to have the pupils in the center. You kind of want to have them looking both one direction. So it's like at the corners. And so it's much easier to put pupils in like looking both down or both up or both to the right or to the left, rather than 2 dots right in the middle. It kind of looks like they're going crazy. So that's what I do. I have both eyes looking like in the same direction. So
okay.
That's how you do eyes, according to Jack.
Right on. I have to watch that one. I have to watch that one on eyes. I haven't seen that one. Not the best.
Very, very. He's a very useful tool. No, that sounds bad. He's a very useful resource. Like all those videos. He doesn't get he gets a lot of credit, but he deserves all the recognition he gets. He's a great guy. A lot taller than you think he'd be, but still not as tall as us, right, Doug?
That's right. Let's see. I was having some fun with him this weekend. When I was on Mr. Mephisto's Rantcast, we were joking about how Sigmar is not all that good of a god, and apparently apparently that struck a nerve with Vince, and I thought it was hilarious. So I made a whole
Oh
bunch
yeah.
of memes for him.
I'm a big fan of Mr. Mephisto. I like I'm not gonna say I'm gonna talk trash. Oh, this is who I don't like, but I like Mr. Mephisto. He's cool.
No, yeah, you do it. Break the news on my channel. Who do you?
Yeah, bro, Bridges.
Everyone thinks I want to fight Rob when I don't.
Who we
And
threatening today, Doug? I love how that took off. When you first said it, I was like, "You want to punch him in the face? Why?" Yeah, I know what you meant. You're just like, "Oh, it's frustrating." You're like, because there is like for instance, okay, here's something that I saw and I just rolled my eyes. I'm like, word. Okay, with the Warhammer Hero stuff, right?
Okay.
Now there are people like, oh, we need Warhammer anti-heroes, people who are brave enough to criticize, GW and whatnot. I'm like, I just rolled my eyes. I'm like, all right. It's because I always want people to realize how it's a hobby and it's not. But I mean, saying it's not. It's important. It is important to me. It's fun, but and if I say, oh, don't take it too seriously. But that's me judging you how serious you and telling you how serious you should take a Warhammer. But it's like, man, don't take it that serious, man. There's more important stuff than having your whole world caught up into whether you feel the company is doing shady stuff because they released this book and then changed the rule or something because they're all about profits, man. I'm like, it's just Warhammer, man.
Yep.
But again, that's what I'm yucking. As Vince says, don't yuck somebody's yum. Hey, maybe criticizing Age of Sigmar and GW is somebody's yum. Like, all right.
Yep.
It's
Not happy unless you're whining.
Yeah.
For some
I
folks.
just feel like snarkiness and edginess is all some people have. It seems it's like, is everything got to be snarky? You can't be happy for anything. Everything's good. You got to look at glass half empty. And but it's just I can't be mad at somebody for that. Just because we just.
I'm not saying that about Rob, because he's been super happy about some things.
I want Rob to say something like good about GW and just with a not a smirk on his face. Just say something nice about him.
Oh,
period.
Really?
Say it and then move on. I'm like, there's sometimes you're like, oh, word, man, you don't like that?
No, he's fine.
But I mean, I don't know his whole story. I know he used to work for him, and I can tell you, like, some people. I work for UPS. I'm a delivery. I have thoughts about my company that I won't air here, and then it's just like, and they're not all positive. So I can get where he's coming from. So where I'm outside looking in and thinking, GW is like, Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. One of those Oompa Loompas getting ordered around.
Yeah. Once you're on the Oompa Loompa healthcare plan, Willy Wonka don't seem so great.
Augustus Gloop was just in there. Go clean it up. And you're just like, you're all right, man. So I feel him.
I have absolutely no doubt.
You see what happened? He was going to Sweden or I think somewhere in Europe, and all his stuff got broken.
What? No, that sucks.
Yeah, man, a bunch of his equipment got broken going through the airport, and I was like, damn, dude, that is because that's like his livelihood, man. That really sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't hear about that. Is that recent?
I think it was the last event he went to.
Oh.
But then I saw a video, so it must have got fixed. We got a question. What's up, Doug and Jack? How are you two doing? I'm doing well. And happy Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. Well, that was the question. I'm doing good. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm in the process of moving, which I still have 2 more days. That's why the bed's still here.
Yep.
But it's like my commute to work's going to get way worse. So it's going to be my last night going to work tomorrow from this place. And you're coming to help me tomorrow, Doug, right?
Oh, geez, I don't know, man. If I'm with you, then I can't be streaming to entertain you while you move.
We definitely know you stream more than putting out lore videos. Hey-o! Stream master.
I have zero doubt that I don't know what event I would go to that Rob would be at, but I think we would just sit down and have beer and laugh a lot. All my interactions with him specifically have always been awesome. It's always the people who are around those conversations are like, "Oh crap, they're gonna fight."
You might give out,
huh?
Your mic go out. Somebody, Atomic Topher, Doug mic gave out. Is it still out?
No. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Folks is in the chat.
Audio says it's going to the feed. Can everybody hear me? Give me a sound check. Let me know.
I can hear you.
Okay. Come on. Audio good. Okay. Cool. Thank you, everybody. So yeah, no, I think we have a great time. But that sucks to hear about his equipment. That sucks.
Yeah.
I hate hearing stuff like that.
I'm like anybody, not everybody who does content, but like I'm a fan of his, fan of a lot of people. I'm a fan of mini wargaming, even though they've been getting just.
They have been getting pummeled with negativity lately. I was like, oh my goodness.
it's like weird, the different like clicks and stuff you see and stuff. You just kind of like, oh, okay, that's great. But man, a lot of people don't like mini wargamer. I'm like, that's what inspired me. Like, and I can honestly say, like, I don't watch them as much as I used to. I just don't watch battle reports as much as I used to, because something I've noticed. I feel this is just my feelings. I feel bat reps are more geared to newer players because they like let you learn the game and all this stuff, and you get to see new things, and then eventually you know it. And so you I'll watch some bat reps until something, usually till a glaring rule happens, like something happens, like, oh, now this is a fan fiction game because it's not real. It's not a real game. It's like there's a huge mistake, and so, and I know we're gonna do that too. It's like there's a lot of rules now.
Yeah, but like when you play games, right, and you make a mistake, do you disengage and say we're playing a fan fiction game now, or is this when you watch everybody else?
Well, if I know you did something bad, I honestly am like, part of me wants to quit.
Yeah.
But we're already like, for instance, okay, the last game between Brent and Shu, it was not this last game we did, but the one before that. I believe it was Sylvaneth versus War Clans, so the Big Wa.
Yeah.
And there were two things that they did. One was moving after the charge with Gordrak. And then the other one was having a bone splitting unit buff an Iron Jaw unit. And as soon as those things happen, I'm like, oh no! Why? Because Brent knows everything. He gets everything right. I'm like, how could you do this? But then they went back like 5 minutes later and fixed it and said, oh, we couldn't do that. And so I was like, oh, but I was already typing in the chat, like, oh man, you guys messed this up. And already, I'm sure if you go look at the comments, but they fixed it. But
you were already putting your friends on blast.
Yeah, Mark, no, I didn't do it in the YouTube comments.
Oh, okay.
I did our chat. I was like, oh, how do you not know you can't move after teleporting? But it's like, let's see. Well, I got a question. This one is for Jack. That's me. Do you play Lord of the Rings strategy tabletop game? No. I think it's cool. Especially I went to Nova. They had some great tables set up. Like the only thing I play is AOS, but I do have Silver Tower and the other one, Shadows over Hammerhall. Like I don't know, I'm a Warhammer groupie, but it looks cool. But I don't have it in me to learn anything right now. Like I have a bunch of 40K books, but I just, as far as like, if I have time to play, I'd rather play AOS. But
that's fair. I've heard some, like the people who play it are just like super devoted to it. And that is so cool. It just, Tolkien in the world he created, it just doesn't really grip me.
What, man, you don't like Tom Bombadil? What's wrong with you?
Tom Bombadil, yes.
I like the Lord of the Rings cartoons and the movies. I listened to the audiobooks once, and that'd be probably they're still good.
What, the movies?
No, the books. But it's also like reading the Bible or something. It's like written in a different language.
You gotta mean it. No one accidentally picks up the Lord of the Rings.
No, I listen to audiobooks.
Oh, I gotcha. It's like listening to the Bible.
I got a question for you. What army do you play in the Lord of the Rings? You're talking about the one that GW makes, right? Like, because I saw the Smog Dragon. That thing looked dope.
Mm-hmm. It's like a coffee table size too.
That thing is really cool. I'd like to what game is Lord of the Rings like? Is there a comparison, like as far as rules go? Is it?
They don't put Tom.
Tom October said they don't put Tom Bombadil in the game because he'd be too overpowered and awesome. I'm pretty sure they had the Tom Bombadil model back in the day. That game's been around a long time.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It was coming out when I was quitting Warhammer the first time. That's when Lord of the Rings was first started coming out.
Yep, I remember that. I remember seeing the Games Workshop store at a mall and all that stuff poured out. I mean, because I like Lord of the Rings, the movies. And I was like, oh, that looks rad.
Yeah. It's just weird, like, I don't know. So you have your heroes, right? And then you can, like, okay, you can either I'm going to play my heroes, or I'm going to play just nameless, faceless.
Scrubs.
Scrubs. The Rohirrim and Uruk-hai and whatnot. But what happens if you kill Bilbo? Do you just win? I killed Bilbo. I got the ring. What? That's not how it goes in the book. So it feels like you're playing a lot of fan fiction.
That's the thing. Like for me, I don't like playing with named characters, so that would pretty much block me off of unless it's like a very specific narrative scene. So there's that. But then also like. I guess someone correct me if I'm wrong, but to me it has the same appeal as like historical wargaming, where you're telling a very specific story, and it's like that means that some of the forces won't always fight. Like an army based on units from The Hobbit won't necessarily fight things from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
but it is the Middle Earth battle strategy game, so it's like they can.
Yeah, it's just That's I guess. Or that because that's for the Star Wars game, right? They what's it called?
X-Wing.
X-Wing. And you can have like the Millennium Falcon fighting one of the new Episode 8 ships or whatever. Like they couldn't do that, but it's a game, so stop taking it so seriously.
I know, but that's the thing where it's like that's the reason why I don't get into historicals, right? People have asked like, "Oh, are you going to do Flames of War?" Or like, people have asked me to do Bolt Action, which I actually love the game. And it's like I could at the same time, like I'm going to recreate very specific historical things if I do, because that to me is the whole point, but not to everybody.
Oh, got a question from Kellen Foster. Did you stop playing Warhammer at the beginning of the end times? I stopped way before that. I stopped playing Warhammer. I can tell you why I stopped playing Warhammer. Because I lost 115 pounds because I was a really, really, really overweight, obese kid. And then when I turned 20, I got a job at UPS, and then I dropped a ton of weight. And I stopped playing Warhammer because I started dating girls, and that totally I lost my focus on miniature games. And I started dancing at nightclubs.
And now it's your most attractive asset.
All right, so it comes full circles. Now women, oh my gosh, I'm sick of them. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm gonna be a bachelor.
So over it.
I'm dating Keeper a Secret right now.
Oh my gosh.
What is it? It was two options: Warhammer or women, and I was like, you know what?
I mean, I don't think that's true. I don't think there's two options.
I'm trying to get laid right now. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. 8th edition had bad
Had
rules.
bad rules.
I had some fun games in 8th.
You played. That's the only edition you played. I saw a lot of 8th edition bat reps from Mini Wargaming, and I actually watched like every one they had. It was very interesting to me. It's weird when you watch enough Warhammer and you realize it's just rectangles. It's just like they can just be rectangles. And it's okay, this is the way this is aimed, this one goes this direction. I'm gonna block it off with this rectangle. And it was like once it got to that point, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm not playing this game. I like Age of Sigmar because there's just so much freedom of movement as far as like you can just go, because it always weirded me out as a kid where like I can't shoot you even though you're standing right here, but you're out of my firing arc. But I'm like, you're right there. I can just turn and shoot you, right?
But you're right there. Yeah.
He's literally right here. I can't.
What do you mean I can't see him?
He's right there.
Exactly.
That always like was one of the things that I couldn't get as a kid.
Well, for me, like, I will say, because I did play a bunch of stuff when Fantasy Battles ended. Like, I immediately recognized, like, oh, if I wanted like a rank and flank kind of game, like, I love Kings of War. It's actually super cool. But it leans into exactly what you just described of like, you know, why do I need these models? Because they make it very abundantly clear you don't need nearly as many models. Like, you don't have to have as many guys as they represent.
I had a buddy of mine, Chris. He plays Kings of War. He's really into it. He like goes to tournaments and whatnot. And I like he has like some toys. They're like literally action figures, and he painted them up. You know, he tabletopified them, I guess. So you know, but he was like, because he was like, oh, Kings of War, you can use whatever you want. You know, it's like it's open play. And he's like, yeah, this is a toy from this thing, and he had some White Lion, just the lions from the White Lion Chariot group thing as a different unit. And I was like, that is cool, but I'd rather have. I'm creative, but I'm not that creative where I want to make my own units and go find. I'd rather have the company make the thing. And I think the company is Mantic. They make the miniatures. And
they have some miniatures. They're not some of them are hits. Like their undead stuff is pretty cool. Some of their factions, not so much.
Yeah, well, I think GW is the same. Like, speaking of undead, those zombies, those zombies are rough.
Yeah, I mean, Mantic zombies are incredible. I don't know if you've seen those, but yeah.
We got Alexander Pavlov. I like your dog, my friend. His girlfriend presented him a KO Battle Force for New Year. Oh, that's cool.
Very nice.
I have about 1,000 points of KO that I got from Doug here.
Mm-hmm. Another crackhead bargain.
And Kellen Foster, the rectangle tactics made so much sense to him. I'm excited for the old world thing coming back in a couple years. I'll play.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably buy a new army or something like that. Or maybe they'll sell like things you can put circle bases into.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. There is a way for like Lord of the Rings has that where they have base adapters like for regiments.
Like I love I've grown to love Age of Sigmar, the world of Age of Sigmar. I've grown to love it. Like some people hated it in the beginning.
Yep.
I was just like curious about it. I'm like, well, tell me more when there wasn't more to be told at the time. And so I'm excited. And so I love the old world. It's what I grew up on. Like Warhammer Total War 2 and Total War, they help you in like Vermintide. They help you get more into the world.
Oh yeah.
So it's a great world, and I'm glad they're not just gonna let that, how they like to call everything intellectual property now and whatnot. They're not just gonna throw that and you're like, oh well, you can't have multiple worlds and say, hey, this is this and this is that, and so I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me as well. I mean, I got a bevy of Facebook messages in the morning that announcement came out of like, aren't you upset about this? I'm like, why? Why would any I don't. You need a hug? Are you upset about it? But yeah, I mean, I do. There are really cool like visual aspects to the rank and flank thing that I do like. I just I just thought Mantic did it better in their system.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Swashbuckler, Buccaneer, watching the pot of wash is making him anxious, expecting it to tip over any moment. I was looking at the exact same pot of wash. Just
Oh, my wash?
yeah, your wash.
That's funny.
Look at it as you type that. We got a question. What is going on in the Mortal Realms and AOS now? So we have the Necroquake. That messed everything up, made all the endless spells and whatnot. And now there was the Storm Vaults. Hopefully I can get this right. And then there was hidden stuff inside, like there was magic items and just all kind of treasures locked away in these Storm Vaults that Sigmar set up when he was going back to Azir to close the doors during the Realm of Chaos, when he was going back and hiding after he lost his hammer and whatnot. And so one of the Storm Vaults just got opened up, and Catacross was inside of it. That's the new Mortarch for the Bone Reapers. And that's where we're at now. The Bone Reapers have arrived, and they're wrecking shop, getting bone tithe and whatnot. How long have the Bone Reapers been free? Because it seems like, we have this bone tithe thing set up. Has that been years it's been doing?
So it kind of goes back and forth. So like the project was started in the Age of Myth, but they've pretty much kept themselves like discreet. So something has already been established. There's not a timeline, unfortunately, like a specific timeline. So yeah, I don't know, because when Catacross plugs back into the army, it kind of seems like they've already been doing their thing. So I'm not quite sure.
Okay. That's the one thing I wish they would. I like timelines.
Me too.
This is what's happening now. And there's a lot of hand waving, vagaries. Like, do what you want. Hey, is it? It's like, what's happening?
Yeah. What's up?
I'd rather be told rather than just say, what do you want to happen?
Well, and and one of the things I appreciate about 40K is they have a timeline. It's so helpful.
Happy Thanksgiving again. Let's see, you got anything? We got Kellen saying, back in AOS now, Ivaneth really speaks to him. Ivaneth are beautiful. Like Cranko Gamer, I don't know if he's still in the chat. He has a beautifully painted Ivaneth army, lots of eels. And Ivaneth, the only army I haven't, well, now with the new armies, but one of the few armies I haven't beat yet. Because I play a lot of shooting, and they can be a really good general against a shooting army. And if they're controlling Ivaneth, they can really make you pay because you have to shoot what they want you to shoot.
Yeah.
And I think Ivaneth should be making a huge comeback in terms of the meta and whatnot, because it's going to go towards shooting, because shooting is good against Slanesh, and then shooting is going to be like top dog. What beats shooting really easily? Ivaneth. And then Ivaneth, and okay, what beats Ivaneth? And it's like this game of chase is actually kind of cool.
They're an army that I do one day want to paint them, kind of like Seraphon, but it's I don't necessarily want to play them. But actually that's not true. Seraphon, I absolutely want to play at some point, but yeah.
That's interesting. Army I'm not into painting that much, where I'd want to paint something just to paint it. But an army I would like to own, not paint. There's a few of those out there. I would love just to have an army painted by somebody, and I'd like to play it.
What? Name a few.
Name a few. An army that I would just like. KO.
Okay.
I would I build the army and somebody else paints it. That'd be great.
Fair.
What about you? Anything like that for you?
If I could just get magically a fully painted army to play.
Boom. Here's your army.
Honestly, I think I'd go Maw Tribes.
Maw Tribes. Okay, that's because you just read the book.
No, I'm reading Bone Reapers now.
You love whatever book you just read.
It's the worst. I do, absolutely. Every single time I'm doing a Battletome review, I'm like, I could get into these guys. This is pretty cool.
I used to have Gloomspite Gitz was one until my buddy let me borrow his Gloomspite army, and I played a turn and a half of it, and I was like, oh, I can't do this. I can't. It's one thing about AOS. I don't think it was built or designed to play with hordes, but it's a thing to play with hordes. It's just moving that many models takes so much time.
Yeah.
And then you piling in and stuff like that. And if you're playing like a super, super high competitive game, you can't just phone in your movement.
Nope.
You got to move them because
all those micro movements matter so much.
Yeah, and it's just like when you got 120 rods, tuning us to 60, you're just like, and then for instance, like me playing my Stormcast, it's very elite. And it's like, I remember I played a guy at Nova, great guy. And if you would have timed out how much, we didn't finish the game. I rarely don't finish a game. But if you would have timed out how much time I took versus how much time he took, and he has just a horde army, and I'm like, that's not fair.
Right.
And it's like we finished 4 turns. If we would have played the 5th turn, and I was expecting we're going to talk out the 5th turn. Now I'm bringing up old stuff. I've already buried this. Don't worry about it. But anyway,
you're the only one who's worried about it, Jack.
Controversy, and it's just like, but if you would have timed out, I probably played, I'd say 35 minutes of the game, where he played the other hour and 55 minutes, kind of thing. It's like, hey man, that's not fair.
I get that.
But yeah, we talked it out. We're good. He's a great guy.
One of the things that I thought was super savage, and I only played in a few of these events, back when I played War Machine and Hordes, I love their death clock format, where it's like each player has an hour. It's like chess timers, and so it just, huh?
I've seen that at 40K players using chess timers.
Yeah, I actually really like it, but I understand why people don't. What it's funny for me is that I think it's just really interesting how it incentivizes people to build lists differently for exactly the reason you just said, of just like, I need to have stuff that I can remember easily and, respond quickly and know what it does. And so you get some cool, wacky designs. But I know not everyone's into it, but.
The cranky old gamer still in the chat. He could be right here with us.
I know, right? Sorry, guys. I'm more of a lurker than a talker.
All right, Hugh's going to bed. Night, my friend.
Okay. So I think I would go Maw Tribes with my... Actually, I was talking to... when I had that conversation with... I believe it was on Rankcast. Someone asked that same question. I want to do like a Maw Tribes from Gearan, where like jade crystals are coming out of the stone horns and that kind of stuff.
Oh, interesting.
I think that sounds cool.
So, question: Are you over Iron Jaws and Orc War Clans? You done?
I think I'm over Iron Jaws. I don't know if I'm over War Clans.
War Clans, man. Don't let anybody tell you how to army, man. A hobby, man. You gotta sell them.
No, I know. At this point, the thing is just no army is really gripping me. If I'm super honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm really enjoying the skirmish games. I have a full 2K army. I can go to events if I want to, but it's just not gripping me at the moment. Warcry and Necromunda here are kind of where all my excitement is. Although, I don't know. This is probably the best time to hop into my Seraphon gravy train that I promised my patrons I would do eventually.
Well, it's like you would be there right now if that guy didn't back out. That
I know.
Deal.
Yeah, so if you don't know, like I was going to pick up an incredible deal on Seraphon, and so the guy put it out there, I was like, hey, I want $150 for this, and it was a great deal. And so I was like, oh, I'll take it. And the second I said yes, and I think it's because I said yes so fast, he immediately was like, well, actually, I don't know. And you're just like, no, dude, if you're going to put it out there, that's what you sell it as. I don't want any shiftiness. Like, not cool.
Tim, like I'm really interested in that book though. I suggest holding off till that book comes out. It's a yeah. Maybe you could be like Vince and just have like 13 armies.
Um, I mean, I could, but I feel really good because I just sold everything out of my closet that I don't want, and I still have the Nurgle to work on. Eventually,
I thought that was your Adepticon seed.
my what?
Your Adepticon seed?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I'm in the process of like, do I paint it up and sell it, or do I just sell what I have now? I don't know. I'm torn. Question. I don't have a good answer.
It's weird how like painted armies just don't like. They don't sell that well.
No, because it's a very specific aesthetic. The one that I did.
Yeah. It's like you gotta find somebody, like the dude who won Nova with his Keepers of Secret. I mean, he was Slanesh. Guy won Nova. He's selling that army, right? You can go on eBay. I don't know if it's still on there or whatnot, but he was selling one of the Keepers of Secrets for. I mean, they're gorgeous. They are breathtaking. They're customized. He was selling it for like $220. You could buy a brand new one for like $140. Really, like so with that high level of painting, and it won Nova. And you get like less than $100 worth of profit. I was like, that's a lot. How many man hours? Like, what do you get paid? $1.50 an hour? Is that how much painters get paid?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh gosh, Doug, you thinking of selling your Nurgle? That's who he is, man. You got to embrace him. It's like getting mad at a fish for breathing out of its gills. You can't fight nature. Remember how excited he was for Warcry? Look at him. Does this look like a Warcry model? No, it's Necromunda.
Oh my gosh, you're such a turd. I just finished all my Warcry crap.
You heard Warcry for months. He made me sick of Warcry. He talked about it so much. And now, not a Warcry. Now we're on to Necromunda.
I just played Warcry last week. I'd be playing it tonight if it wasn't for Thanksgiving.
I'm busting your chops. I'm like, where's my narrative AOS bat reps? Where's that?
I know.
He doesn't have enough room. He finally let me into his apartment, and he just doesn't have enough room to do a big table, 6 by whatever. Yeah. But you don't have to. You can do a narrative bat rep in a small table.
Yeah, I suppose I can. I suppose I can. But, oh, that's right. Yeah, you did come into my house. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Manchi on Del Griggs.
Yep, got to see. He has a little kitty cat. Yep, he finally let me in. His apartment's a lot darker than I thought it'd be. I thought it's very gloomy.
The Griggs are people of the night. We like the dark.
Yeah. Ready for some light and shadow elves. Or shadow, excuse me. I'm excited to see. Yeah, I'm just excited. I don't think I want to play. I think for next year my army is Cities of Sigmar, and there's just so much to do in it.
Yeah.
There's so much to do in it, and it's just like, oh, that's what I'm doing.
It's a big old palette.
Yeah, but I'm excited for somebody I know to play them, just so I can look at them.
I'm excited for Doug to buy them and then give them to me.
Oh, like moving and realizing how much Warhammer stuff that I have.
Yep.
It's like, I don't want to. I'm good at buying stuff. I'm like, I think I'm good for. But it's also kind of tough when you have a bat rep channel and people are tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. And so you do want to, there's a reason I have so much stuff. It's to make content with it. I call them the little studio armies. Like when I bought Fire Slayers from you, and I used to have your Iron Jaws, they're not for me. They're to be used on rerolling ones. So, and we don't even have a Patreon. See how generous I am? I'm about to set one up.
Go for it. People love to support you guys.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna. Well, like it's weird because it feels like, because I know what people, I've said this before, when I listen to people pimp their Patreon, I know what it sounds like to me.
Yep.
It sounds like, I'm like, all right, man, I get it. You don't have to tell me about your Patreon everything. I know you have one. No, I know you have a Patreon, for sure I do. But it's also like I think you do great with yours. I don't hear you like, but not saying I think you should pump yours more than you do.
Yeah. I mean, I thank my patrons every time I can, like every time it comes up, but I don't
But
like.
it's like, and so it's like, yeah, it'd be nice to not say get paid, but just like cover costs even. Like YouTube doesn't give you like, and this is a conversation I hate hearing people talk about too. Oh, YouTube doesn't pay for that. Well, it doesn't. But we're also having fun. This is a nice hobby,
Right.
I definitely wouldn't like. I'd still be doing this, probably not to this extent if I didn't get paid for it. I'd still be playing Warhammer, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I need to get this because people won't need to see this, and I definitely wouldn't have this many painted models if there wasn't a YouTube channel.
Yeah, no joke.
But so yeah, we'll do it eventually. So how are the Necromunda gang going?
For me, they're getting close to being done. Waiting for a few. Basically, I'm working on the bases right now, so I'm just waiting for the wash to dry, and then I can go through and paint the names on all of them.
Okay, what have you already named them all, or can the chat suggest names and stuff?
I need. Let me pull up my list here, and I'll see. I do need some names.
Let's see, Jack got a question for me. That's me. Have you played against the new ogres? I have, but it was a practice game. And do you see a competitive list in the book? Yes. I don't know, but I don't see a winning a grand tournament list in the book. But I see definitely a list that could go 3-0 at an event. It's weird, like the word competitive list. Yes, there are competitive lists in the book, but does competitive mean going 5-0? Is that what competitive is? Or is competitive going 3-2? Going 4-1?
Yeah.
Yes, there's some good stuff in there. Just the fact that the army got better. There's been a lot of people doom and glooming it, like, oh, it's not as good, and they're crappy, they're garbage, they're trash. But they're better than they used to be. Just because the rule were, the monsters count as 10 when claiming objectives and the ogres count as 2.
That's huge.
That alone makes the army better than it used to be. And that's a success to me. The army's better than it used to be. Not everything can be broken. Not everything can, be Slanesh.
Yeah. So yeah, I need looks like 4 names for girls, Riot Girl names.
Ooh, 4 names for girls. Okay. Anybody in the chat suggest from names for Doug's Escher? What, Escher? What's the name of him?
Escher, yep. I'm pulling up a thing where I can type them out so I don't lose them.
And what was the name of the Tina Turner one? Vanna?
Rava.
Rava.
So I have Rava, Talia. What are the other ones I have?
Isn't Talia from like the book? What's the member from the Neve Black Talon book?
Talia. Yes, I believe it is.
Oh.
Okay. Then I have
Sparky.
Huh?
We got the name Sparky as a suggestion.
Okay. We have Nadine, who's rocking the shotgun. And Tika is the Juve with the pink mohawk. But I need these 4 here to have names.
We got one, Bella.
I like Bella. I'll take Bella.
I like Bella. It's the name of the horse from the Wheel of Time.
It's also What's Her Bucket from Twilight.
True. We need to get an old school one, like Gertrude.
Oh yeah, give me at least one old lady name.
Or Bernadette.
Mildred.
Yeah, the old one. We got Wendy.
Boom.
Boom. That's a cool nickname. Boom Boom.
Boom Boom.
You have Belladonna already. Oh, they're flooding in now.
Mm-hmm.
Ripla,
Ripla. I don't have.
Gretel.
So here's the weapon. So basically, to give you guys, if you want to name someone based off their weapon, I have 3 last guns, basically a basic rifle, and then this girl here is rocking a gas tank, and she shoots poisonous gas at people. And there's something we can do with that creatively. Let's see. I'm looking through the comments right now. I'd like it to not be, like, with the exception of the old lady name, not a common name. It's like someone said Wendy. That's a great name. It's just I want like something more, I don't know, punky. I think I might go with Boom Boom.
I like Boom Boom. So when you play these girls, do their weapons do like 73% of the damage of the male weapons?
Yeah, but they get maternity leave, so it's all good.
Okay. Okay. Just make sure it's even.
Same, but different.
That's different.
Oh my gosh.
Castella. Oh, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
Laser lass. I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
Man. I'm trying to think. So we got Boom Boom. We got Helen. Nah, Helen's a little too. It's too normal. I want to try to think of stuff like Psych, like Psych. Psych. Granada. That's awesome.
What about you? Like those murder shows? Are there any like female serial killers and stuff?
Actually, there's very few female serial killers, but I'm trying to think. Catherine Knight was a big one in Australia. She wasn't a serial killer. She just killed the one guy, but she skinned him alive. Skinned him, not alive, but. Ooh, I like Lilith.
But what about Thrillith? Instead of Lil, it's Thrill. Thrillith.
Yeah, let's do
I
that.
think you got the percent. Okay.
Yes, Jack, I got your highly cerebral joke. What is
I
it?
can type it out for you. That might be
Okay,
better.
I'm gonna take Trixie, and that makes 4.
You can actually get it. See, it's like Lilith, but Thrill.
Ooh, actually, I really like Dahlia. I do like that. Oh, well, I already have a Talia. That's my only downside to Dahlia.
You have black paint. Just paint over her name and write a different one.
It seems like a lot of work.
And Rugrats. Speed Job Poet said. That's a good one.
I dig it. So yeah, well, my crew is Rava, Talia, Bella, Boom Boom, Thrillith, Trixie, and then I actually have like a few more gangers to make because I bought 2 boxes and I'm only using 8.
How many of them are they Italian? Why is everybody names in with A?
Well, I mean, a lot of languages, because like Italian, Spanish, the A is the feminine.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Oh, Lizzie Borden. That's a great one.
Who's that?
That was Rian?
I don't know.
Lazzie. Oh, Lizzie Borden. You know who that is? Oh, she killed her family. Lizzie Borden. Yep.
Dang, cold blooded. So what's that lady who drowned her kids in the bathtub?
I don't know. I as much as I like the true crime stuff, when it gets to like kid murders, that's where I'm like, oh man.
That's where you check out.
Yeah.
The hookers in the steel drum. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Oh,
please tell me more. As they're like talking about, and this is how she dissolved the body. And you're like, oh.
Yeah. So it shows you have a heart. You're not all bad.
No, I actually for a while in my life I was like, oh, I thought I was going to get into mortuary science because I can handle bodies. I worked in hospice care for a bit, with no problem. Like the bodies don't bother me. But
We
it's
got a conspiracy. Got a
huh?
conspiracy.
Oh, go for it.
Howard Hook say she didn't actually kill her family though. Was she set up? She was framed. Lorena Bobbitt, that's a good one. Lorena, that's not bad. Sorry to interrupt you, Doug.
No, you're good. You're good. Um,
Did you name them all, or do you have any more?
nope, I named them all. We're good to go.
Oh, good stuff. Good name. In Necromunda, can you add more girls if you go up a level or something?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Takeover Mars said he didn't get the notification. You can't have, that's too many names, Craig. Chaos Lord Craig, aka Takeover Mars. Like, are you transitioning from Takeover Mars to Chaos Lord Craig? Every time I hear Craig, I think of the kid from South Park who flips everybody off. I think his name's Craig too.
That's awesome. What was the kid that Carmen made him eat his parents? I don't know.
Oh, that was Scott Tinnerman.
Oh, that's right, Scott. Got that one wrong.
That was a good show. I haven't watched it in a while though.
South Park.
Yeah, you follow. You just stop watching stuff. Like, oh, why did I stop watching that? I really enjoyed it. Here we go. Howard Hooven, the guy who said she didn't actually kill her kids. This is what he has to say. Nah, just evidence doesn't back it up. But since it happened in the 1800s, even though she wasn't convicted, no one bought her story because she was a woman. My wife knows all about the stuff. Interesting.
That was for Lizzie Borden.
Yeah, well, I think it was Lizzie Borden. Where's like, yes, Lizzie Borden, right, Howard? Top Flight Security, Craig from Friday. That is another Craig. Good one. That was from Kellen. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Okay. Yes, that was for Lizzie Borden. Interesting.
Very interesting.
That's crazy. No, I'm not gonna say no. Not a lot of women serial killers. Interesting.
No, and they're generally American.
Serial killers?
Yeah.
Must be all the video games.
Yep, that's it.
It must be all that freedom we got.
I mean, it's not always American for sure, but
Are there serial killers in Japan?
I've never heard of any, but I'm sure.
Howard said his wife is a true crime hobbyist, just like Doug.
Mm-hmm.
I pay too much attention to gaming, the gaming hobby. I assume it is her way of prepping to kill me and get away with it. That's hilarious. I used to date a girl who watched a lot of those murder shows, and it was they're addicting, man. You just watch them, and it's like, all right, the next one, and you're just like, oh my goodness. Like I watched a couple weeks ago, I watched just one on YouTube. They have documentaries, and this dude, there was 3 of them in a row. One was the BTK killer, and it's crazy because he did all these murders, and then he got caught years later because he was using like the church library computer. They were able to catch him, and he just confessed to it. It's like, yeah, it was me, and he had a family and everything. And there was one guy. He was like, he was just, had these bodies in steel drums, and I was like, that is so creepy.
Yep.
2+ torture.
My true crime stuff is more about cults. Then
What's the cult that was like in Washington and Oregon where they like took over a town?
oh my goodness, I know his name, Bhagwan.
Oh,
Um, I can't think of the name of the cult, but yeah, it was a religious group from India. They're led by Sheila and I can't think of his full name, but yeah, they called him Bhagwan in Osho.
hmm. And you like the Branch Davidians and all that stuff?
Yeah. Well, I think like them is probably the wrong.
Yeah, so are all the cults, do they all just pretty much boil down to the dude having sex with everybody's wife?
No, not all of them. I mean, oh, depending on your definition of cult, Scientology is all about money.
Hey, Tom Cruise, that was Doug that said that. That was not me. Nothing wrong with Scientology.
Uh huh. You're just saying that so you can leave an entryway to become an actor in somewhere in the future.
I'm trying to get sponsored on Rerolling Ones. Ooh, sweet, sweet. I'll share this in the chat. I can't post pictures in YouTube, sorry, but a local guy named Robbie, he's awesome. He's printed some 3D terrain for us, and they are done.
Ooh. Where's he based at?
Bremerton. He's the guy who is getting your board tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Did he just say no? Ba Guan is the dude's name. We got Bella. Trixie. He's like a Indian like teacher or spiritual leader. He's passed away now, but if you go on Netflix and you watch the documentary or the series Wild Country, you'll see what I mean. It's all about him, and it's actually a really well done thing. Whoever directed it did a great job. I don't know why our music stopped.
What am I working on? From Craig, Chaos Lord, Takeover Mars, all that stuff. I'm not working on anything. I'm in the middle of moving. The good stuff is going on the U-Haul truck tomorrow. So
Thank you. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, this is the last day from this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not working on anything. I'm just Doug hit me up and hit us all up, see if we wanted to hang out. And I was like, yeah, I'll entertain the folks.
Mm-hmm. Bradley came in with the win with the cult name. It is Rajneesh Puram.
Tom Cruise would like to know your location.
Come and get me.
Mormons are pretty culty. Cop, mini wargaming cop. Oh, that's brutal.
What was it?
Mormons are pretty culty. Mini wargaming. I didn't write. That was someone else said that. I was just reading the chat. I didn't say that. Mini wargaming. I dated a couple ex-Mormons, and yeah, man, they believe some. I mean, everybody believes weird stuff, but theirs is more recent. I used to give her because her parents were still Mormon, and I would talk about because I think up until the civil rights movement in the U.S., having black skin was actually it was like it was like a sin. It meant you were bad in your past life or whatever, and that's why your skin was black. But during the civil rights movement, they're like, oh, we're actually wrong there.
No. The problem is that it's not during the civil rights. It was 1978.
Oh wow, that's way post civil rights movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it took them. That was when I was a couple years before I was born. And they also believe the tribe of Jews lived on the moon.
Cool.
Moonanites, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Thrillers. Okay.
Okay, we got Chaos Lord Craig, aka Takeover Mars. Oh dang! I thought you said December you were moving. Well, it's pretty much. It's like December now. Like what is it? The 28th? Pretty much December. This is December Sunday.
It sneaks up on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to. It's like some UPS driver, and it's like my busy season's starting. And man, moon Jews. That part is true. I never. Anyway, it's about to be my busy season, so hopefully I can still hang out with Doug, or Doug can entertain me during these late night live streams. Because
Yep.
like it's a 10:53, I probably at some point in December I'll probably still be delivering at this time.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is it 10:53? Holy smokes!
Yeah, I'm tired, Doug.
Oh, you can go. I won't keep you up.
Okay. Well, I can't leave early.
Why not? You're a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'll hang up here with you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us as we just chatted for a while and hung out with people. And yeah, look forward to seeing you soon. I am going to do my live stream tomorrow around 11, like I always do every Friday, to catch folks over in the Europe area. Anyway, thank you, Jack, for joining me.
You're welcome.
And everybody have a wonderful night.